the Smiley J Artist Zone, a platform for and about independent artists, music, interviews, and much, much more. Now, give it up, your host, Smiley J.
Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone, a worldwide platform and a cool space dedicated to independent music creators. And I'm your host, Smiley J. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you are a first-time listener, I want to, give you a special welcome. I'm glad that you are here. Come back and visit me again. Let's do this thing again. I so appreciate all music creators. You know what? I just appreciate music, period. Whether it's singing, dancing, composing, playing an instrument, or just responding to rhythmic sounds. Yes, music is so necessary. Can you guys imagine life without music? Go ahead and try. Oh my God, I can't. I cannot do it. I don't know what I would do without music. Music is like so necessary. Music serves a lot of purposes. Honestly, sometimes, real talk, I use music, but this is real. I use music to ignore people. Yes, I do, especially when I don't feel like talking, I just throw on my headphones. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all been there. Don't act like y'all don't know. Especially when you're traveling, right? I'm getting on a plane. I just want to relax, listen to my music, or sleep, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody out there know what I'm talking about. Okay, I don't know. I digressed a little bit. But anyway, quick reminder that all shows are archived. So if you miss any of the shows, any of the interviews, and you want to go back and listen, because there's a lot of great interviews out there, just listen on your favorite music streaming platform, or you can find me in any of the podcast directories. I am listed in almost most of them. But just remember, wherever you choose to listen to the show, wherever you want to go, you're sitting still in your house, just wherever you listen to the show, be sure to hit that follow button. That is so important. Hit that follow button. Now, if you're an artist out there listening and you are interested in being on the show, just send me your music and bio to the SmileyJArtistZone@gmail.com. Please do not DM me, because I honestly, folks, I don't have the time to be, to comb through those massive DMs. So just send your information to the email address that I just provided, and someone will contact you. Just be patient. I receive a lot of emails, but someone will get back to you. If you want to support the show, you can make a one-time contribution, or you can become a Patreon member by visiting Patreon, patron.podbean. That's bean.com/TSJAZ. Just know that all of your donations are tax deductible and, of course, much appreciated. All right. Let me introduce you to today's guest. His name is Brandon Lane. He's a multi-instrumentalist, composer, arranger, producer, engineer, and he's an educator. He is from the Richmond, Virginia area. And you guys can, you can catch him on many stages supporting some of your favorite independent artists. I'm going to need you guys to help me welcome Brandon Lane, a.k.a. Old Soul. Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It is so good to have you here in the Artist Zone.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Absolutely. Let me just say to my new folks out there, you'll get to know a little bit more about Brandon today on this show. But let me just say this. Brandon is one of the most nicest, pleasant people that I have met in this business.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's true. I know a lot of folks, and a lot of good folks too. Let me just say they're good folks. But I can't say that all folk are nice folk.
That's right.
There's a lot of egos in this business. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been Brandon, I've been running into you a lot lately here.
Yeah, we have been crossing paths a lot.
I guess it was meant for us to cross paths because you have some new stuff out that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. It's doing pretty well out there.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. And it's always good running into you. I got to ask some of the obvious questions. I speak for the folk out there. Okay.
Sure.
So where did the name Old Soul Music come from? And who gave you that name?
Well, I think if I remember correctly, I came up with it, but people have always called me an old soul, and I've always considered myself an old soul. I mean, just for as long as I can remember, I've always been like 45 years old. Like, I mean, even as a child, like growing up, my grandmother would watch me, some days, and she would like have the newspaper, but she would give me the kid version of the newspaper, which came in the Richmond Times-Dispatch on Tuesdays, which was called the mini page.
And I remember the mini page. I lived for the mini page. Yes.
Really? Wow.
Oh my God. See, you know what? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like, so she would give me the mini page and I'd be there just, reading and just doing all sorts of stuff. But I've always been, and a mature person, a grounded person. I mean, just for as long as I can remember, really. And so people have always called me an old soul, and my taste of music is very rooted in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. All respect to everything that came after that and what's happening today, of course. But my heart has always lied in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. And so that's why people have always called me an old soul. And, my playing is very seasoned, I guess you could say.
Yes, it is. Age, I mean, it is. I'm like, wait a minute. You close your eyes. I'm like, wait a minute. That's a young cat up there playing with all that soul and all that. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So, I got to ask one other thing. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that signature afro, Now, I love it. I love it now. Now, was that look like intentional, or were you like, you know what? There is no employee handbook. I'm an artist. I'm going to be expressive.
Well, it was funny because like a friend of mine, shout out to my friend Chico. We call him Chico, but his name is Charles. A friend of mine from back home in Richmond. We were overseas in Italy. I went to Virginia State University, and I kind of subbed occasionally for Virginia State University's gospel choir, and they asked me to travel with them to Italy. So we spent most of December 2013 in Italy and a few other countries. So we were over there, and he was like, "Yo, man, like, what you should do, man? You should grow out your hair." I was like, really? Because like I had always rocked just low cut. I think they call it the Caesar or like whatever. And he was like, "Yo, you should grow your hair out, man. Like grow a beard, like just switch it up, man." And I was like, "Well, I mean, okay, I guess." And so that was when I grew my hair out the first time, which I pretty much grew it out to, I guess, about to where it is now. It probably is a little longer now than it was at its peak back then. And I cut it down when I graduated from Virginia State because I couldn't fit it all under my graduation cap.
I had that problem too before I locked. I know when you have big, thick hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, let me just cut it down, and that way it'll be easier to manage and all of that. So now I have like kind of like I guess it was like a mini fro to some degree. I mean, it was just like I still have my curls, but it was, it wasn't necessarily as long. I just kind of did that through grad school and post-grad school. And then with the pandemic and everything, I was like, well, I mean, everything's kind of shut down. Like maybe I'll just grow my hair out back again.
There you go.
So, yeah. So now I'm like, well, I'll just keep it because I do like the way that it looks. And, I've just been kind of just rocking it. I do need to get it trimmed, but
you rock it well. So keep rocking it. If I see you with anything other than that fro, I'm going to be like, wait, are you okay?
Who is that?
Temperature check. Temperature check. Let's see. Okay.
Right, exactly.
So you mentioned Richmond. You are from Richmond, Virginia, where, by the way, there's a lot of cool artists from the Richmond area, like D'Angelo and Major Harris. I mean, just a lot of folks.
Yeah, Major Harris, Lonnie Liston Smith.
Yes, a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to tell the folks what I predicted to you. Who you're going to be playing with was also from the Richmond area. But wait. Before you tell them, let me just give a hint to all of my music aficionados out there. This group is from Richmond. They hot right now. They blazing hot. It's five talented guys who blends the element of funk, hip hop, soul, and jazz. They mix it all together. It's a nice mix.
Oh yeah.
and you know, I made that prediction. I said, you are one day going to be on the stage with these guys. Go ahead, put them out their misery. Who am I talking about?
She's talking about Butcher Brown, my homies, Butcher Brown.
Yes, I love those guys.
Yeah, shout out to those guys, man. I love them so much. It's so funny because like you're definitely not the first person to be like, are you in Butcher Brown? Like, are you gonna work? Because like people for a long time have thought that like I was in Butcher Brown or like, you know, I was in it or I was like, but I've done a lot of work behind the scenes with them as far as like kind of helping them out on the video side, doing some photography here and there, some videography, before they really kind of got the machine behind them of Concord. But I was just kind of helping them just, you know, with content on YouTube and just, you know, helping just record and just kind of helping just, you know, just give an extra hand to like just the grassroots effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, if the opportunity ever presented itself, you know, I would 100% do that, you know, because those are the homies for sure. And Andy, the bass player is, I mean, well, they're all great friends of mine, but I mean, Andy is like one of my heroes for sure. I mean, they all are really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I would love the opportunity for sure.
Nice. Well, you know, I'm putting it very talented guys. So yes. Now, like before I get into your new music, I just want the folks to know a little bit about you. Even though you're young, we already know you have a old soul, but you're not new to this music thing. You've been doing this for a minute. Like,
oh yeah,
you released a self-produced EP back in 2019 entitled Old School Music. How perfect.
How perfect, you know? I mean, it's just the continuity of the branding, you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been surrounded by all of this for practically my entire life. My father is a musician. His whole side of the family is just full of musicians primarily, but really a lot of creatives. And so, I mean, I just kind of grew up around this. He wasn't necessarily the musician parent to force it on me or anything, but it was always just accessible and ready. If I ever took interest into it, you know, he would definitely support that. And so I did. And so he supported it. And, you know, obviously it blossomed into a whole thing. But I did the traditional thing of, you know, going through band in school. So, you know, I did, you know, middle school band, high school band, marching band, all that kind of stuff. I played trombone, baritone, euphonium, tuba.
See, now I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
it's so much to you.
In my past life, I was a brass.
You was a
brass kid. I mean, in addition to playing bass too in the jazz band and the pep band. But yeah, so I did that, and I also at the same time, like I was getting my feet wet with production and stuff and learning Pro Tools because my dad was in the process of getting Pro Tools certified, while I was, I believe, in middle school or high school. It was sometime around that time period that he was receiving his Pro Tools certification. And so he would take these classes on the weekends and then come home and teach me what he learned. And so like I was pretty much getting the certification like with him. And so, you know, I pretty much developed my acumen for working in, you know, DAWs and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Pro Tools being the main one. But after I went to Berkeley, I kind of got exposed to the other ones that are out, like Logic and Digital Performer, Reason, and a lot of other things. So on top of all that, I was also working with a mentor of mine who my dad was producing music with in the Richmond area named James Saxmo Gates. And also Bill McGee too, who my dad and Bill were in a band back in the day when they were at Virginia State. And that's a whole nother story, but I can get into that later. But yeah, so we call him Gates. Gates was working on some stuff. And so, I mean, I was always just the proverbial kid on the steps, just kind of watching because they would rehearse at our house. So,
soaking it all in,
you know, and it was like just over the years, like very slowly, I just kind of got closer and closer and closer, and I started playing. And so then they would, the bass player would have some other obligation and he couldn't make the rehearsals. And then I would play at the rehearsal. I'd learn the music and, play in the rehearsal and everything and cover. And then eventually they started bringing me into the show. Like I would play a song or like whatever, and, it just kind of took off from there. And then, I was also involved on the studio side. So I was helping my dad engineer. Then eventually I started working on the music. And so then I started producing some of the music. So, it just kind of organically kind of grew like all these different areas just over the course of like, I don't know, middle school to high school age. Then I went off to Berkeley College of Music in Boston. After high school, I was there for about 5 semesters. And I left because it was just too expensive. But I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, I get it. But listen, you had all the tools that you need to be the well-rounded musician, artist, producer, writer, all of the things that you are. So yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I've got to mention this. Like in 2021, right? You had a Billboard #1 chart listing song when you co-wrote and produced for the guitarist Freddie Fox.
Yes.
The single was Too Tough. Like I'm like, it's like I have to mention that. So so do you like remember where you were when you got the news that this song is like charted #1? Billboard
well, I remember because we had been watching it because, like I mentioned before, one of my other mentors, Bill McGee, like he's always like an industry cat. So, he's always kind of watching the charts and stuff, especially like if there's anything that we've done that's kind of like out there, just kind of circulating or whatever. And he was just kind of keeping me posted on how it was doing. And I remember he told me, I think before it even really hit, that he was like, yo, you've got a #1 on your hand. And I was like, really? Like,
you forecast that, huh?
Yeah.
He predicted that. I love it.
Yeah. And so I think I was in my apartment. I was here, in the, in the Maryland area. And I think it was like in the morning, he sent me a message. He was like, yo, congratulations, B Dex. Like, because my middle name is Dexter. And so he was like, congratulations, B Dex. Like, you got a #1, man. And so he sent me the screenshots of the different charts because it was #1 simultaneously on 3 different charts.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
A couple of different other smooth jazz charts, just kind of just out in the ether somewhere. But yeah, it was really, really cool. It was a really, really dope achievement. I'm very grateful for that and for the people, really kind of resonating with the tune, because that was something that I had written like so many years ago at Virginia State for something that I was doing for the mass comm department in the, at the radio station. And then it just ended up not being used. And Freddie contacted me and was like, hey man, send me what you got. Sent him this batch of songs. And then like 8 years later.
Look at that. See, that just goes to show the good music is timeless. And you were sitting on a pot of gold. Didn't even realize it.
Didn't even realize it. Yeah.
Now, you've had the opportunity to work with like so many different talented independent artists, Walter Beasley, Zoe and the Tall Guy, Black Guy, Zoe and the Tall Black Guy. Who, by the way, I want to bring them on the show. So, Zoe, if you're listening, holler at your girl. Plug. Yeah. And also, what is it? Rayvon, the guy, who is
Oh, yeah, from American Idol.
From American Idol. Thank you so much. Yes.
Also from Richmond, too.
You're from Richmond. Yeah, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there are so many other artists that you work with. But what I didn't know is that you were the co-producer on Compass, who, former guest to the show, Deborah Bond.
Yeah.
Super cool girl. Super cool. I love her energy. And not to mention, she's a Sag. But I had no idea that you were part of that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I co-executive produced it alongside her. Because that whole record happened in quarantine.
Yes, like, I know. She was on the show. She told me all about it.
Yeah.
That project is dope too.
Yes. We're really, really pleased with how it turned out. Shout outs to all the other producers that were part of it. It was great. It was really, really fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so I had to mention all that stuff before we get to the main course. Let's talk about your newly released music. Give us the title and your inspiration and concept behind it.
Sure. Okay. So the newest project is called Time Alone 3. The real concept is when we were in quarantine, I was just kind of sitting around twiddling my thumbs like everybody else. And I was like, well, let me try to investigate like what's been going on like sonically with R&B as far as like how it's developed, from a production standpoint. Because, I can do like what I do in my sleep, which is, more of like an old school sound and like more of a classic kind of, live instrumentation, all that kind of stuff, much like what we did for Compass with Deborah, But I was like, well, let me investigate like what's going on as far as like, more modern sounds. So they've really been like collections of like kind of just my experiments and trying to, kind of hone and fine tune like my own expertise and I guess my own voice creatively into like kind of what's happening sonically today. In a way as to like not necessarily compromise the integrity of the music, but to still kind of keep up with, like what's kind of going on today,
Nice. And, of course, our preview, you're not listening to it, but my audience get to hear it today. So I'm excited about that. I'm really super proud of you. It's very nice.
Thank you.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Put it on. It feels good. It does. It's like, okay. I'm like, okay, B, I hear you.
Yeah. I really wanted it to be music that people could just kind of, listen to in any capacity, whether they're cooking or just driving or just, just being around the house, just being,
Yeah.
They could just put it on and just kind of just have it in the background and just kind of vibe out to it,
I understand it. During the pandemic, people were really struggling mentally, know. They were going through a lot. So I'm glad that a lot of you creatives use that time to create really, really good music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we so appreciate you. Folks like me, all of us music heads, we appreciate good music. Speaking of pandemic and mental health,
yes.
I have to mention this because it really just kind of warmed my heart. Like you recently completed a Tools for Mental Health Crisis where you even offered a free space on your platform where folks can DM you if needed. I thought that was so dope. And
thank you.
And, Black men and mental health matters. I mean, mental health matters, period. But I got to speak from, Black men experience. Yeah, sometimes we are silent, it's silent. We don't hear a lot. Because I just recently read where psychologists are working to develop more effective ways of promoting Black men's mental health. So what made you want to, participate in completing this program that gives you the tools for mental health, or I guess to identify different mental health crises?
Well, coming from somebody who's dealt with my own mental health struggles over the years and everything and going to therapy and, really putting in the work to heal myself and to really kind of, just kind of rebalance things. I've always wanted to extend that to other people because I really want, is everybody to ascend to, like more of a healed space, because I feel like that would definitely kind of solve a lot of the problems that we have in the world today. But also I feel like that there's kind of been like a natural affinity for psychology. Like I feel like in a past life, I was like a psychologist or a counselor or something. Cause like people have always said that, I'm a very easy person to talk to.
That's true. I can attest for it.
You're right.
Anytime I see you, we always engage in nice, healthy, long conversations. So that is very true.
Yeah, and just somebody that people feel comfortable around. And, I always try to make people feel, very comfortable and, that they can just be themselves, and so I've wanted to kind of investigate like what that would look like as far as like more of like a career move, but like I'm not sure like what that would really entail. But I think this is kind of like the first step towards that is kind of like, getting a certification is in, like mental health first aid, which is basically just kind of like, it's kind of like a CPR certification in the sense that like, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a psychologist. I can't necessarily like, diagnose you or anything, but I can definitely provide resources. I can provide a listening ear. I can provide a non-judgmental space for people to just kind of, just vent, to just express, to just, open up. So.
You know what? I don't know which is the dopest, the Time Alone Project or you just being a mental health crisis advocate. I just think it's so dope. And I had to mention it because, but first I want to applaud you for even investing in your mental wellness.
Thank you.
Do you know how hard it is to get men of color to seek any kind of treatment?
Yes, it's hard.
I had to use this platform to bring that up. And I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't at all. I don't at all.
Yeah. So let's get back to Time Alone. To the new listeners, to the very new listener, what's the takeaway when they throw this on? What do you want?
Vibes.
Vibes. There you go.
Vibey. Just relaxation, vibiness. I mean,
Yeah, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
But, music is subjective. So y'all vibe to it. Y'all just vibe to it.
Yeah. It's like, and now it's so funny that you say that because I was talking to a friend of mine about that last night, as a matter of fact, who was telling me about the record and who was just kind of just sharing his feelings about it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I really want I want everybody to have their own experience with it. Cause he was telling me how even with like some of the previous songs that I have out, like, there's been particular feelings that he's come away with, and then we'll talk about it and I'll be like, oh, well, I was coming from it from this perspective. He's like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And I was like, well, yeah, because I mean, I make the music and I title it in a certain way that I want it to mean something different to the individual, so that it makes the connection that much stronger for that person. Because, I don't want it to be like, this is what I think, this is what you should think. I want it to be like, well, this is how you feel, you know what I mean? Or this is how I'm just going to open this space, and however you feel is however you feel. You know what I mean? Whatever connection that you make to the music is what you make,
As long as you're connected with it.
As long as you connect to it. You know what I mean?
I
exactly.
Love it.
And if you don't, we love you just as much. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. So, there are a lot of great bass players out there, and you probably know a lot of them, but I want to throw out some names. I just want you to give me one word, although you may have many descriptive words. I just want you to give me one word that comes to mind, right?
Okay.
Marcus Miller. Woo.
Genius.
That's it. Woo.
Yeah, right. I was about to say, like, that could be it. That could be it, actually. I mean, that's my hero. Like, that's, okay. I mean, I am trying to blueprint my career after his. Like, honestly, okay. Like, yeah, that's my hero for sure.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a little twist in it.
Okay.
Maybe you're old school. Okay, Flea.
Ah, wow.
You know who Flea is, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, I knew you did. Okay, Flea.
Wild.
That is very, very appropriate. Okay,
oh, yeah.
Very appropriate. I love it though. I love all of that.
Oh yeah,
animation.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
Michelle Indigavelcello.
Woo!
We got two rules.
Right.
Okay.
I'll say solid.
Okay. She's got some new stuff out I've been listening to this week.
Yeah.
Okay, last and final. It's so many, but Victor Wooten.
Woo. Dynamic.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, I think all those artists are on tour. But, one of the things that I read in all of these folks who I named are amazing bassists. And I had to throw in my females. I had to throw in Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
And to all the other female bass players, the Tiffany Lloyds, the Nikki West, the Divinities. We appreciate you. I love my female musicians.
Audio
my
Oasis.
God. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
She's with child now, but she's still playing.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could play an instrument, but I can just make like I can play this brain of mine. I can't even remember where my keys are. So let me get back to Victor. I read something where Victor said, like, all of these folks we just named are excellent, musicians.
Yeah.
But I read something where he said that he just want to be known for being a good person.
Yeah.
He didn't even mention the fact that he's like an awesome musician. He was like, I just want to be known for being a good person. And that really, really resonated with me. I thought that was so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the thing about it with Victor is like he's very much like a Zen guy, like because he has like a few books out that kind of talk about that kind of stuff. And it's very cool. I mean, I've never met him personally, but just from what I've seen and observed, he seems like a very
calm
conscious
spirit.
person. Yeah, calm spirit, conscious, like just a very, very cool person who definitely wants to just put out great energy.
Yeah. So, I know there's others, but those are some that came to my mind. So,
yeah.
Thank you for playing the game and keeping it to one word.
Course. Oh, yeah.
See, you pay attention. I've done this before, and people give me 5 and 6 words. I'm like,
right.
The directions. But I know, I get it. There's so much to say about all the great talent. It's really hard to just narrow it down to one word or one adjective. So
it is.
So I want to thank you for hanging out with me in the Artist Zone. Now, before you go, and you got to come back too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You got to come back.
Please.
You're not one and done. You got to come back. But before you go, I want you to tell the folks how they can keep up with you. Just give out all of your social media handles. And we're going to get on some of this. I'm going to get on some of this good music, Time Alone.
Yeah, so y'all can follow me on Instagram at Old Soul Music with an underscore at the end. That's OldSoulMusic with an underscore at the end. And then if you want to connect with me on Facebook, it's just my name, Brandon Lane, BrandonLane. I'm working on a website. Potentially, I used to have one, and I was like, so I just kind of let it go. And so I think at some point I'm probably gonna get another one going. But for right now, you can just kind of find me there. I think I'm also on YouTube as well. I'm working on that too. But you can just type me in Old Soul Music _ again. And I think that's it, actually.
And if you're in the Washington, D.C. area or any area, you just see Brandon on the stage. He's unforgettable. He's got this big afro. He's got these cool vibes, and he smiles a lot. So, yeah. So you can't miss him. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me. Best of luck to you. And I guess I see you around town because, we're always bumping into each other.
You're right. Absolutely. I'm sure I'll be seeing you sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Thanks again. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, this is Ken Navarro, and you are in the Smiley J Artist Zone.
All right, it is that time, yes. All good things must come to an end. They shouldn't, but they do. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and special thanks to today's guest, Mr. Brandon Lane, a.k.a. Old Soul. What a super nice guy. I swear I love good folk. I do. Be sure to follow Brandon on his social media pages. Let's help spread the good news, the good music news, okay? Sharing is caring, and I know that you guys care. As always, I'm going to need you guys to be well, stay safe, and remember to listen to good music. Your ears will thank you for it. I'm Smiley J, and I'm out.